Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to this practice of reconnect and recharge with me, Callista. So, past few weeks we've been looking at the nervous system, looking at the vagus nerve, looking at your window of tolerance and stress systems, all that stuff. And today I'd like to offer and share a practice with you, a practice of joy. So I know that the past few months have been pretty stressful. I think we're all very aware of that. We're aware of it in our bodies, we're aware of it in our minds, we're aware of it in our nervous systems. Some of us are still holding a lot of that in our nervous systems because, well, we're not quite in the clear yet. So this is, I'd say, a long-term stressor. And if you follow any of my Instagram posts, you'll have been seeing over the past little while stuff about the nervous system. I'm going to post something tomorrow, certain protocols and strategies and ideas to help get you out of your stress response. Now, the stress response is basically your sympathetic nervous system going into overdrive. So we have a little bit of a stress response for any kind of stressful stimuli, whether it's, your boss getting on at you, why have you not done this, I need this on my table in 2 minutes, whatever it might be. And so when we perceive something as threatening or dangerous, this sets off the stress response, sets off the sympathetic nervous system. Now, that's good, it's perfectly okay. We've evolved this system as a survival mechanism. And survival is, we want that, we want survival, we want to be able to protect ourselves and our bodies. However, when this is a reoccurring stressor, or rather a response that's always switched on, this is where we start to run into problems. So the main thing is that we're allaying our fears and the fears in the nervous system and the stresses and everything that's held in the body. We're allaying it with practices that bring us back into a sense of balance. And today, that's why I want to share with you a practice of joy. So if you haven't been feeling that joyful this week, don't worry about it. That's not a prerequisite of this class. And you don't have to go through the whole class smiling and being able to laugh, but just being able to move the body and getting some of your social systems, mainly this, your face, it's your front-facing part of the body, and gets you interacting with people. And it's a really important part of our ability to get back to a place of balance. So using the face, using movement around the face, the head and the neck, in order to release some of the stress and also the tension that's held around the neck and the shoulders and the scalp. Have you ever experienced a really tight scalp? I have, and it's excruciating. So we're going to do a little bit of self-massage, which we've done in previous classes, and also some silly practices. If you don't feel comfortable doing them, you absolutely don't have to do them, but since you're in the comfort of your own home, most likely, you're more likely to do these because you've maybe not got anyone watching you. And if you do have someone watching you, get them involved. So, without further ado, if you aren't already sitting in a comfortable seated position, I would say get yourself into a comfy seat. Alright, and if you didn't see my message below in the chat box, make sure you've got some cushions or bolsters, blankets, stuff that's going to keep you cosy and snug and warm and comfortable for our closing practice, which will be a very short meditation for joy. So, let's take a few moments just to arrive wherever you are, however you're seated, wherever you're positioned in your house, whether that's on the floor of your kitchen because there's no space anywhere else, it's in your bedroom, Or maybe you've been practicing from your bath. So just arriving in this space. And we're just going to take a few releasing breaths. And with every sigh out, this is an invitation for you to just imagine letting go of the stresses of the week, and you're exhaling all the crap out of your nervous system. Now I know it doesn't really work like that, but visualization can be really, really powerful. Visualization can be extremely powerful. So let's just imagine taking in a sense of joy through the nostrils and releasing out the shit through the mouth. Let it go. Let's take a few more like this. Take it in your own time. Breathing in through the nostrils. Letting go through the mouth. Good. And if you want to let go of any noises that arise, even if that feels like a let that go too. Take one more. Good. Bring it back to nasal breathing if this is available for you today. I know that as we start to move towards autumn, kind of getting into cold season, regardless of whatever else is happening. So if you find that you're blocked up, I feel for you, and feel free to start breathing through the mouth. But if you have the opportunity to breathe through the nostrils, I would really like to encourage you to do so, because this encourages you into a slightly longer breath and more towards your calming nervous system, which is the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So we're going to start off with a little bit of self-massage around the scalp. Just very gentle. And if you're feeling very tense around these muscles around the skin, you might want to take it a little bit easier. So it doesn't have to be really firm. I don't know if you've ever had an Indian head massage. Sometimes they can be quite vigorous. For a massage to be effective, it doesn't always have to be so hard. So dispense of the thought, go hard or go home, since you're probably already home, so no need to go hard. Only if it feels nice. If it feels nice to go a little bit firmer, feel free to do so. Just whatever feels like, this is nice. Moving it around to the neck as well. And I'll just turn around for a moment. So these muscles here at the back of your neck, they can sometimes get a little bit ropey. So I would suggest doing strokes in various directions. So I like to start from the bottom of the neck or near the bottom of the neck and stroke upwards towards the skull. And then I start to work side to side, downwards and upwards. A couple of strokes up and down. Oops. And then taking it around in circles. So you're going in circles like that with your thumbs. If you also want to get your fingers involved as well, you might be going like this. Breathing relaxed, soft, and channeling the breath in and out through the nostrils if this is available for you today. Good. Releasing the hands down now. We'll do a little bit of facial yoga. So although this isn't kind of official, imagine that you're just doing yoga stretches for the face, and some of these stretches can look a bit funny. So I can't see you, you can see me. This is being beamed across. So if you think I look funny, or if you think you look funny, look at my face. And this might get you laughing. If it doesn't get you laughing, that's all right. It's not supposed to be a joke, but if it does get you laughing, then all the better. Okay, so we're going to stretch our face almost like that Edvard Munch painting, The Scream. So you're going to stretch your face down and look up. So imagine that you're looking up into the centre of the brain. If you've got someone next to you, maybe you want to try talking to them too. Oh, how does it feel? See if you can still breathe through the nostrils, even although the lips may be parted. One more breath. And then take your lips out to the side. Imagine you're going to the dentist. They're asking to see the front of your teeth. Another couple of breaths here. And now starting to move through the mouth. So it's like you're chewing, but really exaggerated chewing with the lips. And this is a really good way to get your social system, your front-facing social system, engaged. It's good to have an expressive face. Maybe get the eyebrows going. Can you wiggle your eyebrows? And if you feel like you're kind of not quite sure whether you're doing it right, don't worry about getting it right. It's just about getting the face moving. Side to side. Almost like Popeye. And then opening your mouth as wide as you can. Still breathing through the nostrils. And then bring the face to relax. Good. Take your fingers, give your face a bit of a massage. All around the forehead, the eyebrows. Really massage along the eyebrow ridge. Let go of the tension there. Let go of that furrowed brow. Down the neck. We've done a little bit of this before. If you've watched these videos before, you've been watching the past few weeks, then you might remember me saying that the most superficial fibres of the vagus nerve, which feeds into your calm nervous system, can be found here around the neck. Good. Stroking across the collarbones. And then giving your hands a little bit of a shake out. Good. Shake them up and down, let them be nice and floppy, like a little puppet. Up and down this way. Imagining you're an Italian mamma. And then this way, up and down. It's almost like you're chopping. Good. Okay, let's start to make our way onto all fours. If you are sitting on a cushion or something, you might want to move it out the way. Or you might want to place it underneath your knees just for a bit of cushioning. Okay. So we'll be taking marauding bear. This is really a yin practice, but it's a kind of yin-yang practice. So you want to make sure that your fingers are spread wide, and you're really supporting yourself through your arms. Your arms don't have to remain extended. They might soften through the elbows. The main thing is that you're getting the spine moving in all directions. So you might be shifting it from side to side, imagining that you're a ferocious bear about to attack. It's moving through the spine. If you want to get out any growls as well, let it go too. I think all too often we can get quite serious in our yoga practices, and that's okay to be serious in your yoga practice. Sometimes it's nice just to kind of let go and not have such high expectations of, am I going to do my 𝗠liche today? What are my splits going to look like? That's okay too, to want to be able to do those things. It's nice to feel an achievement of a skill that you've been working towards in the body. Sometimes it's nice to just let go and not have any of those expectations and just feel through the practice. Take another few breaths here with any other growls you want to let out. Be as silly as you want to. And then moving it back to your tabletop position. Good. From there, press down through the hands. You're lifting out of the shoulders. Strong through the fingertips and press down through the tops of the palms. From there, you're going to step it back into your plank. Kicking back through the heels. We'll take one more breath here. And then on the exhale, lift the hips, arrive in your downward facing dog. So take a little bit of movement in your dog, make it into a salsa dog, little two-step, bit of garage in there if you want to. Letting go of any tension around the neck and the head. I know that it doesn't just get released by a little bit of a nod or a shake, but it's a start. Take another couple of breaths here. Lovely. When you're ready, looking forward, rise into the balls of the feet. Exhale to step or float your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, unfurl the spine, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, the arms float up, rise tall. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. So now that we've taken a little bit of movement, gotten into the body a tiny bit more, now might be a good time for you to set an intention, should you wish to set an intention for your practice. And as I said, it's not a prerequisite that you have to feel joyful in this practice, or you have to have felt joyful before this practice. But simply maintaining an open mind and an open heart to perhaps receiving a sense of joy, allowing that to arise. So I know that we can attach ourselves to outer things to bring us joy. But what if today we just allow that sense of joy to arise from the inside, from that fountain that we already contain within us, that sense of bliss. That sometimes we get a glimmer of, sometimes we get just a hint of a tint, and other times we feel that, so this is what it feels like to be joyful. This is what it feels like to really enjoy life. So taking that intention, taking it into your heart, and just seeing whatever arises during the practice. Good. When you're ready, releasing the arms down to the body line. Let's take a few sun salutations. Inhale, raising the arms over the head, lifting the heart, find that openness. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, open across the collarbones. Exhale, we'll step the left foot back. Option to take the back knee down. Inhale, the arms lift, the heart lifts, opening through the front of the torso. Exhale to plant the hands, step it back into a plank. We'll take a breath here. On your next exhale, place the knees down. Inhale, the heart draws forward, so try to drag the hands back to get that spreading across the collarbones. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, heart remains reaching forward, low cobra. Exhale, press yourself back, downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high on the inhale. Exhale to step the left foot forward. Again, option to bring the back knee down if you so wish. Inhale, rising up, opening through the front of the heart. Find that sense of joy as you lift the arms. Exhale, take the fingertips down. Back toes remain tucked, even if the back knee is down. Inhale, little jump, step up. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward folding. Inhale, sweep the arms up, rising tall. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Good. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the energy. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we take the crown of the head forward. Exhale, fingertips come down, right foot steps back this time. Again, option to keep the back knee off or place it on mat. Lift into your lunge on the inhale. Stepping back to plank on the exhale, pausing there. Your exhale, lower down to the knees. Draw the heart forward, shoulder blades slide down the back. Exhale to lower down. Shoulder blades come together at the bottom. Inhale, lift into your low cobra so the shoulders are risen away from the mat. Exhale to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale to step the foot forward. rise up to your lunge. Exhale, plant the fingertips. Whoop. Embrace the wobbles as well if they come. Inhale, little jump, step up. Exhale, forward folding. The wobbles will come. Just embrace them as they do. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart. Inhale, we rise. One more each side. Exhale, forward folding. Lifting halfway, lengthening out the spine. Exhale, stepping the left foot back. Rise up to your lunge. Welcoming in a sense of freedom. Exhale, plant the hands into plank, step back into plank. Pause here on the inhale. Lower down on the exhale. Give the glutes a little squeeze, those your butt muscles. Heart drops forward. Exhale, lower down. Good. Keeping the front of the body open. Inch the heart forward a little bit more, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. Exhale to step forward. Rise up, lunge. Again, if the wobbles come, bring them on. Exhale, fingertips come down. Inhale to jump, step up. Folding, exhale. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, floating the palms down. Final one. Lifting up. Exhale, the body comes down towards the thighs. Reach the crown of the head forward. Find that length through the spine and the legs. Exhale, the right foot steps back, lunge. Inhale to lift up. Strong through this front leg. Stepping back, plank. Exhale. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, planting the knees down. Another inhale to lengthen through the front of the body. Exhale, slowly lower down, keeping yourself strong through the arms. Good. Inch the heart forward. Press down through the tops of the feet. Low cobra. Exhale, rising downward facing dog. Inhale to sweep the right leg high. Exhale, step the foot forward. We rise up into our lunge. Exhale, floating the fingertips down. Inhale, jumping up, lengthening through the spine. Folding, exhale. Inhale, let's rise up to stand. Reaching, rising, opening. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Good. From there, take the hands behind and taking your bind, whatever's available. So you might be taking this bind with the thumbs, you might be taking this bind with the fingers this way, or you might be taking the opposite elbows, whatever's available. From there, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another and down the back, and then reach the arms away from the body. So you're opening into the front of the body, lifting through this central part of the chest. Good. From there, step the left foot back. So it's a pyramid pose with the legs. Press the floor away. Make sure that back heel is grounded so you feel supported through the back leg. On your next exhale, try to drag the feet together so you find that strength through the inner thighs, and then fold. So we're folding from the hips, not from the spine. So we want to maintain that openness and receptivity through the front of the torso. So only folding as much as feels good for your body. And you're not feeling too much of a tug through the back of the leg. If you're finding that this front leg is going like this and it's shaking like a jelly, you might want to come up a little bit, just so that you're not putting too much stress through the nerves of that right leg. Take one more breath here. Good. From there we're going to swivel on the feet, so soften the knees, turn, turn, turn. Rise all the way back up so you're facing the back of the mat. And then we'll take the same. So you're lifting up to stand. If when you've swiveled the feet, they've kind of come into a different position, then feel free to readjust the feet. So the back foot is your right foot now, and your front foot is your left foot. Once again, hug the inner thighs together. You're lifting through the centre of the heart. The arms reach away from the body. Exhale as you fold, keeping the front of the body long. So if at any point you're feeling like, oh, it's too much for my arms, my shoulders, my leg, feel free to adjust wherever needs to be adjusted. We'll take another breath here. Good. From there, soften through the knees. You're going to swivel on the feet. So you're once again facing the front of the mat. And then inhale, rise all the way back up to stand. Releasing the bind. Give the arms a little bit of a jelly shake. Stepping the foot up, back foot up. So allow the arms to be like little jellyfish tentacles. Letting it all go. Soft through the elbows, through the wrists, through the fingers. Maybe you can take them into windmills. Lovely, we'll take 2 more breaths here. Just shaking it out, maybe the upper body and the hips as well. Movement's good. Imagine that you're dancing to your favourite track. And letting it go. Wonderful. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to step one other foot back so that you can still see me. So you're taking it to the long edge of the mat. And then bending into the knees, sitting into your goddess or god squat. Whatever you feel like today. You might feel like a goddess, not a goddess and not a god, something in between. And then from there, take the hands down onto the thighs so you're a little bit supported. Allow the shoulders to just go, allow them to rise up towards your ears. So oftentimes we're told, draw the shoulder blades down the back. And this is very, very important, especially if our normal stance is like this. But this is a relaxed stance, so our muscles aren't actually working in the shoulders to pull the ears. Pull the shoulders up towards the ears. Take 2 more breaths like this, and then just to find a bit of resistance, press the thighs away through the hands, and then lift out of the shoulders, and then gently let it go. Take a few more like this, so you're really using all the muscles around the side body, around the chest, around the arms, to find that length around the neck. And then gently let it go. We'll do that 3 more times actually. Press it away, making sure you're not lengthening up through the legs, so we're still finding that strength. Release. Last 2. Press it away. Release. Final one. Press away. Open up. And then release. Good. So if you've ever found yourself in the stress response, you found that the body's really ready to go. Maybe you felt absolute rage or anger or frustration or irritation, or maybe you've been in the flight part of the fight or flight response, which is your stress response, and you've wanted to run away, and maybe you haven't been able to. So what happens, all these hormones are drawing around the body and you need to be able to do something with them. So if you've ever been in this, something really good to do is to get these muscles working around the thighs, around the glutes and around the hips. Sorry, I should have said glutes and then hips here, just to make sure you know what I'm talking about. So something that I've found which has been quite joyful and powerful for me is these kind of stomping. So if you want to keep your hands on your thighs just for a bit of support, please do. It's a little bit of a rhythmic stomping, and it doesn't have to be loud. You don't have to let your neighbour that you're having a tantrum. Or if you can always blame it on your kid if you have a child. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? Don't blame it on your child. And so you're using all of that up and getting these muscles a bit tight. We're going to do it with 3 ha. So just letting out the breath. So inhale nice and long. Let it go. Ha. Last 2. Inhale. Ha. 1 more. Inhale. Ha. And let it go. Lengthen out through the legs. Oh. Give the hips a little bit of a wriggle. And you might feel like, yeah, my legs have done a bit of work here. They can do with a bit of relaxation now, and that's what we're going to do. So bring the arms to T. Exhale, take the feet in. So they're kind of parallel. They don't have to be exactly parallel. Whatever feels best for your knees and your hips. On your next exhale, take the hands to the hips. Inhale, lift through the heart space. Give the glutes a little bit of a squeeze and shift your hips forward. So you're not dumping it into the lower back, you're still lifting up through the heart. You're taking this kind of curve here. If you feel that you want to go a little bit deeper, I don't like that word describing poses, but if you feel like the body is taking you to a place where you're maybe arching through the back a tiny bit more, but making sure you're still not dumping into the lower back. Maybe you're placing your hands on your thighs, taking the hips further forward. Keep pressing into the heels, so the weight isn't all the way forward. Last 2 breaths here. Good, and then inhale to rise it back up. Exhale, take the hands back onto the hips. Take the hips forward this time and around through the spine. So you're finding a bit of stretch through here. Start to slide the hands down the front of the legs. Maybe eventually the hands come down to the mat, so you're taking a kind of elephant trunk pose. And just allowing the whole spine to drop down towards the mat. We're taking a very gentle sway of the body from side to side. Last couple of breaths here. Good. From there, keeping the body drop towards the mat, you're going to turn the feet, plant the hands, step it back into your plank, pausing there, and then exhale, drawing down the knees, lengthening through the front of the torso on the inhale. Exhale to lower down, making sure not to collapse through the hips. So you're still pressing the inner thighs and the buttocks together. Inhale, low cobra. The shoulders are shifted away from the mat. Exhale, rising to your downward facing dog. Lovely. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale to step the foot forward. The back knee comes down. and then the hips will shift back. So you're taking a half split pose here. And just giving the hips a little bit of a shimmy from side to side. So you might be experiencing an opening through the back of this extended leg, but as you shift the hips from side to side, you may find that the sensation shifts. You might come more towards the inside of the leg, and then more towards the outside of the leg, as you take it from side to side. Good, one more breath here. Then plant the front foot down. And to take the knees into a kind of 90-90 position. So the back hip is over the back knee, and the front knee is in a line with the front ankle. From there, rise up. Place the left hand on the right knee. The right hand comes to the sacrum. We'll take a kind of half camel pose here. So shift the hips forward, so you're drawing the pubic bone up towards the front of the body. Hopefully you feel a little bit of stretch through the front of the thigh and the front of the hip. So keep going until you find that sensation. Lift up through the right side of the heart, the shoulder blade draws down the back, and then twist. So maybe your hand stays where it is as you start to arc through the spine. Or maybe the hand comes down to the back heel. Perhaps the back toes are untucked and you're bringing the hand down, maybe to the heel or down to the mat, wherever feels most comfortable for your body, wherever your body wants to go. And you're breathing down that right side of the heart. Option to lift the left arm over the ear to get more sensation through the left side of the body. The hips are still drawing forward. Last 2 breaths here. Good, from there inhale, windmill the arms back. Place the hands inside of the front foot. And wing the knee out to the side. To give your butt muscles and your outer hip a little bit of a stretch here. It might be on the outside blade of the foot, or it might be just slightly winging out to the side, wherever your body is going today. And again, you might be shifting it forwards and backwards. One more breath here. And then drawing it back. Good. Extend through the back leg. Front foot steps back, plank, and then rise up, downward facing dog. We'll take the other side. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. Exhale to step the foot forward. Back knee comes down. Shift the hip back over the knee and extend through the front leg. Half Hanumanasana, so half split here. A little shimmy of the body from side to side, just enjoying this movement. Make the movement your own, so it doesn't have to be exactly how I'm doing it, because this is my body and my body moves in this way, and your body moves in your way. And oftentimes, I know that for myself anyway, especially near the beginning of my practice, I would go to classes and see how this person moved or that person moved and just really envy them and wish I could move like them or have their body. And what I was doing there was bypassing the experience and joy of being in my body and being the experience of what it was to go into the sensations of the movements rather than what the poses look like. My focus was very, very external rather than the internal. So what kind of experience are you having? Take one more breath here. And then take the left sole of the foot back down. Remember 90-90, right hip over right knee, left knee over left ankle. Lift it up. Right hand places on the left thigh. And shift the hips forward so you're lifting the pubic bone up to the front of the body. Left hand places on the sacrum. Left shoulder blade draws down the back. Excuse me, open up through the left side of the heart so you're drawing it up and back. Either staying there or taking the left hand down to the heel, maybe untucking the toes or placing the hand down on the mat. Also option to raise the right arm over the body. Take another couple of breaths here. Inhaling a sense of joy and exhaling the crap. Good. From there, inhale, wiggle the arms back and place the hands inside the left foot, winging the left knee out to the side. Again, bring in any other movement. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that kind of yoga meme video of the Grinch taking yoga. And the yoga teacher tells everyone to let go of their breath, let it all go. And Mr. Grinch lets out this awful scream. So if you feel like doing that, allow yourself to do it. Don't feel like you're the Grinch for doing it. One more breath. Good. From there, extending the back leg, stepping the left foot back, and rising up to your downward facing dog. Good. When you're ready, inhale, looking forward, rising onto the balls of the feet, and then step or float forward through to a seated position. On your knees. So if you need to place anything under the knees or under the ankles or something in between the calves and the thighs, just to get yourself a bit more comfortable here, please do. So we'll be taking two types of breath. Lion breath. There's lion 1 and lion 2. There's lion breath, which is maybe quite common to most yoga classes, and then lion breath 2, which is maybe not so common. It looks a little bit silly. So, taking an inhale, you're going to look up towards that space in the middle of the brain, and then poke out your tongue and let out a growl. We'll take 4 or 5 more breaths like this. Breathing in, looking up towards your middle of the brain, letting it go. Last 2. Final 1. Good. Give your chin a little bit of a wipe. And we'll take it into lion 2. So this is a mixture of kind of marauding bear and lion breath. So get your hands down in front of you and prepare to be a lion on the hunt. Actually, they don't really make any noise when they're hunting, so scrap that. Anyway, a lion letting out its roar just to let everyone know that it's there. So same thing, looking up towards your third eye, and then just letting your mouth, your tongue, your eyes go crazy. So letting them all go. Folding forward, allowing the shoulders to roll. Lifting back up, looking up. I know how this looks. We'll take 3 more. Last 2. And final one, as silly as you can be. Good. Rising back up, wiping your face if you need to. And then from there we're just going to make our way down onto our backs. So before coming to our meditation, which will be a lying meditation, 2 options. So we'll just be here for about a minute or so. You can take legs up the wall, either supported by the wall or legs up the wall as in an imaginary wall. So sometimes I just like to take my legs up and just allow the thigh bones to drop down into the hips. Now if you find that your legs don't go quite so close towards your torso and they're kind of around here, you might find that your legs start to shake and it's not very relaxing. So if that's you today, that's okay. Just make sure you sidle yourself up towards the wall. And then from there, swing the legs up as you bring your back down. And it doesn't matter about how close your bum is towards the wall or how far away it is, just making sure that your legs feel supported. Again, that might be away from the wall or it might be against the wall. And give an opportunity for your legs, which do a lot of work for you, getting you from A to B to C, back to A to D, back to B and back to A again. Getting you places and also helping you in your bid to fight or to flee. Your legs are major limbs for these things. They're major limbs for life. So if you use your legs a lot, which if you have the use of your legs, most likely you will use them a lot, give them a little bit of a break. Of time to be put up, to rest, be supported. Be here for another few seconds. And in your own time, slowly making your way down. Legs come down. Come to a comfortable lying position. So you might be using your pillows, your bolsters, your blankets. I know it's starting to get a little bit chilly. I'm afraid that summer has well and truly gone. So make yourself comfortable lying down. I'm going to sit up just so that I stay awake. As you get yourself comfy, take any other little movements that you need to in order to get yourself to a place where you feel restful, supported, and edging towards a state of relaxation. And as you arrive into this state, perhaps closing your eyes if this feels good for you. I'd like to guide you through a few visualizations. So taking your awareness now to the third eye, so just in the center of the brain. And allow me to guide you through these following images. If an image doesn't appear, please don't worry. Know that some images will appear and some images may feel a bit ambiguous. Oak tree. Sunlight. The feeling of sun on your skin. A hug from a loved one. The glint of sunshine on the surface of water. Earth under your feet. Soft, comfy mattress. The feeling of fur against your skin. Your favorite scent. Bird song. Ice-capped mountains. The feeling of cool, icy, fresh air in your lungs. And a loved one. Someone that you care about deeply. That may be someone who is part of this physical world, or it may be someone who is departed to another. Taking a moment to notice the feelings in your body as you imagine spending time with this person. The moments that you've created together, the wisdom shared, the love that you feel and have felt, and the joy that has arisen being the sunlight of their presence. Slowly coming back. Noticing the touch of the body against the ground and any props that you may be using. Gently inviting a little movement back to the body. Perhaps taking a big stretch of your arms over the head and a yawn. And when you feel ready to do so, gently rolling to one side if that feels good. If not, roll it up and down the spine and arrive in seated to close. Inhale to sweep the arms over the head. Exhale, floating the prayer down to the heart space. Thank you to each and every one of you for practicing with me this afternoon, for sharing this practice with me, and for being open to these practices that I've shared. Any questions that you may have, please feel free to ask. Either put them in the chat below or get in contact with me privately on my Instagram at piano_yogini. So if you're watching that full video, you might have noticed that I jumped a little bit. Now, just a very, very quick explanation. I've got a bed in front of me and some of the springs aren't so good, and I've also got a puzzle in front of me. So I use puzzles in order to bring concentration and focus back to my brain, especially when I've been feeling quite stressed out. I have been feeling quite stressed out lately. So that's just one tip for you. If you ever need to bring a sense of focus and concentration back, giving yourself a task to do, something that can be enjoyable. It doesn't have to be a puzzle. I love puzzles, but something that kind of gets the cogs whirring and not in a ruminating kind of way. Anyway, one of the springs released, and it sent one of the puzzle pieces up into the air, and you might have seen me go like that, and that's part of the stress response. And the signals that are sent from the senses into the alarm bell of the brain, which is the amygdala, then sends signals to the hypothalamus, and which sends adrenaline to the rest of the body. And now this response is so quick, it's so efficient, that your body reacts before you've even noticed, before you've even had any time to fully process what's happening. So if you've ever jumped at something, like I just did, or you've stepped out into the road and a car has come and you've jumped back and you've not even processed it, and then only a few seconds later you've gone, oh goodness, I almost got mowed down there. That is your stress. That's your stress response working like that. It's wonderful. It's our survival mechanism, as I mentioned earlier on in this video. Please don't see it as an enemy. However, when we get stuck in this response, it's not good for us. So doing these kind of classes, doing cognitive things like puzzles or crosswords or Sudoku, or anything that really gets our concentration, anything that gets you thinking about processes that are not just ruminating and thinking and obsessing over certain thoughts and situations, can be really good. So if you want to find any more about that, then please watch out for my post tomorrow, which is Mental Health Mondays, and I'll be posting that tomorrow on Instagram. Have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a peaceful rest of your evening, and I can't wait to share more practices with you next week.